Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another year and another edition of our box office predictions. I'm Wyatt,
I'm Tucker.
and if you're familiar with us back on the last Hervey channel, my brother's channel, hi! And if you're new, hi!
Hello.
We're glad you're joining us here today. I don't know about you, Tucker. I like movies.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit of a box office nut. I like keeping track of those numbers. I like seeing where movies turn out. Yeah, so this video will be covering the first 4 months of the year. One clean third. The way we usually like to do this, we'll cover 4 months now. And then right before the summer season hits, the blockbuster summer, as you might say, we'll try to knock one of those out, and then another right at the end of summer for the end of the year and holiday season.
Yes.
That would have been the plan last year, but a few hiccups got in the way, so we were only able to knock out the first two of last year, spring and summer of 2019. So before we go on to 2020, we will just go very ever so briefly over some of the hits and most of the misses. To be honest, there's mostly miss here.
Misses as in our numbers were off or the movie's bombed?
Yeah, there were bombs to be.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of bombs. So yeah, not entirely our fault. Any of the biggest bombs, we were basically somewhere on the same page as about everyone else. Like, say, your Dark Phoenixes or Men in Blacks. Like, I know with Men in Black, I was maybe more optimistic than most on that. But it did not make 660 worldwide
Really?
like I thought it might. In hindsight, I feel a little silly about that one. There are a few moments of silliness to be had here for me, if you could say. But yeah, so a lot of them for us, like, as it tends to go, we either both wiped out or most of the time kind of fell somewhere in the middle of where they would have actually turned out. But first, a few of the highlights, like Dragons 3, we were pretty good on that. Like, I never mean to toot my own horn, but there might just be a little of that here. But for me, they're guessing a 50 opening weekend to 55. I mean, that's pretty good. But that was one where, like, its 160 total fell right in between your 150 and my 180. So that's a lot better, a much better place to be than most movies on this list. But same with worldwide, like a 519 compared to our like 550, 560. That it's right in that range. So stuff like that I consider a hit. And we also like to give ourselves little gold stars if we like hit anything right on the money. Would you say right on the money?
On the money.
Unless I missed one, Tucker. I'm sad to say I don't see it right on the money for you. But you've whooped my butt in the past.
I have.
That sadly are not documented, so we'll just pretend that never happened.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Tucker. No, you got your own little gold stars in the past, but yeah, just like for me, You actually got really close with Wonder Parks. We bothered with Wonder Park. No one else did. We did.
Why?
You're 42 total for that. It was 45 in reality, so you were just off with that. But then the opening and worldwide, I guessed the 15 opening. It made 15 on opening, so I'm like, well, at least I've got Wonder Park. If
At
not
least,
anything
yeah,
else,
Wonder Park.
at least Wonder Park. But then I believe last year we decided, like, giving ourselves a little 10 million worldwide window, like 5 either way,
Yeah.
because worldwide's a lot more predictable, even more so recently.
A lot less predictable.
Thank you. Anytime I do that, please correct me, because
All right.
I'll feel like an idiot.
Okay. I'll try.
I do not believe I'm dyslexic. Am I dyslexic if I cannot say the word dyslexic? Anyway, moving on. A 114 to a 119 actual for one per. I'll take it. But yeah, then you were extremely close on Shazam, like barely. Like you might as well have gotten a gold star for the opening of Shazam. You guessed 52. In reality, 53.5. So if you got a spiritual gold star right there. But and then practically the same with domestic. 145 guess for you for a 140 total. So like right there. But then yeah, you were on the lower end for us worldwide for that, a 495, and man, that did 364 worldwide. Only that for DC. I'm surprised not very many people are considering that much of a disappointment. Like, it was still profitable, it was cheap, but yeah, for a DC movie, that's small. But yeah, and then I think one of the last big ones of note for me, when Toy Story 4 was opening, their first weekend estimates, like Sunday estimates before actuals came out, they had said it was going to make 118, and I guessed 118. I'm like, hey, there you go. But then on Sunday, it was actually 120. So I'm gonna say I got it. You told me I got it, world, so I got it. It's my own little gold star. No, but yeah, close enough. And then domestic total 133 to my 130. That, like, I'm actually shocked. I guess I did the math putting these together.
Which movie?
And what?
Which movie was it?
Toy Story 4.
What numbers did you say?
A 118 opening to 130 domestic. Why? Did you miss something? Did I miss something?
You say 130.
Oh no. Did I? This is bad. So I guess every minute expect me to say something wrong.
It's okay.
Ooh. Should I say anything more now? Should we just cut it right here?
Oh no.
Okay, so I've got the words echoing in my head. I will listen to what I'm saying now and try not to rush through it. But oof, I apologize. I apologize so much in advance now. But anyway, I must have done the math like so right there for multipliers, just because Pixar movies usually have the same kind of multipliers, and so just somehow like opening and total just like that, like we'd be lucky enough to just hit one of those correctly. But then yeah, we both overshot that one worldwide by a little bit. But then I actually got the domestic total for Hobbs and Shaw right on the money, 174 to 173.8.
Wow.
So right there. But yeah. Like in terms of misses, yours were a lot less embarrassing, mostly because I do tend to take a little more risks and usually they don't turn out the way I want them to.
Oh, no.
Like the most egregious is probably Lion King.
Oh,
for
no.
me. The entire time you were probably looking at me like an idiot, like a 280 opening, becoming the highest grossing film of all time in the US. This is on record now, so I should address it. And then I expected this movie to make more than Endgame, before we knew how much Endgame was going to make, that is.
Mm-hmm.
But all based on the assumption that it was gonna be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always my hiccup. It seems like I tend to guess more for movies I think are gonna be good, and that's not always the case. But it was Disney. I thought, hey, Disney. I mean, it still made a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it made, where is it? It made even less than you guessed. You guessed 630. It just did 543.
Oh.
Guess more than your worldwide though, by 100. Like you're a billion, almost a billion, 0.6 to billion, 0.65. So yeah, you weren't that far off at all, especially when we're talking about those big billion numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of them though, the big misses were the big bombs like Hellboy and Godzilla. That no one saw Godzilla flopping that big, especially since all those trailers were pretty good. But yeah, Dark Phoenix, Men in Black, stuff like that. Probably the last one I'll touch on here, that possibly the most surprising disappointment, was Secret Life of Pets.
Mm-hmm.
That literally did only half. I did the math, and I believe it was only half of what the first one made.
Wow.
That I would not have guessed that. If you would have told me that a year ago, I would have called you silly. Would have said, you silly boy.
Aw,
I'm
a silly
assuming
boy.
you would have said that. So, Tucker, you silly boy. Okay, I'm going to chuck that now.
All right.
And we are moving on to bigger and brighter horizons. If I can get my little folder.
I'm going to have to move my cat.
She's right on there. She's right on top of Tucker's clipboard. Hello, Buttercup. Goodbye, Buttercup. There are surely comfier places in this world than a cold, flat clipboard. Yes.
I was scooting across the couch and there was static electricity in my earphones.
What?
Try scooting across the couch.
Okay.
Did you get any static in your ears?
I can hear my butt.
Okay.
An interesting experiment there.
Mm.
All right. I got my paper. You got yours.
And I just barely finished this today, so let's see how this goes.
I did my last little, I had a couple. I'm like, let's marinate on those for a day or two, and jotted those up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, how we usually like to do this, one of us will go first with our were we going back and forth, like both say opening and
I think I say all three of mine,
got it.
and then you say all three of yours, because that was
Got it.
what was easiest to edit, I think.
I would imagine, yes. So that's how we'll do it then. The very first film we will tackle for 2020, the year 2020. We are in 2020 now. Isn't that crazy?
Boy, I remember when it was 2010.
Oh boy, yeah.
Don't remember when it was 2000, I don't think. I don't know. Do I?
I was so young I didn't realize how big a deal it was that it was 2000, but I don't know, 2020 still doesn't seem like that big a deal though. It's like, oh, here we are. But anyway, our first film we will be covering will be Dolittle, starring Robert Downey Jr. I will preface this by saying most that I can tell on the internet are not expecting a lot from this movie. And I'm a little bit confused by that. I, for one, watched the trailers and think that looks perfectly fine. It's not blowing my mind or anything. I've seen better visual effects for sure. I've seen much worse when we're talking family talking animal films. Like, this don't look that bad, but people are acting like this looks like a disaster. And financially it could be, because reshoots with them pushing this back, like at one point we were like set on talking about this last year around the same time, but then they pushed it back to this year, and ended up costing them, they're saying 175 million for the budget. So yeah, when you're talking money like that, even if you do okay, that could give you trouble. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what you have to say there, Tucker.
What do I have to say? Alright, I have an opening weekend of 42,
Okay.
a US total of 130, and a worldwide of 420.
Okay. See, most people, I would imagine, would even laugh at those numbers. People think this is going to bomb and bomb hard, and I'm like, it's got Robert Downey Jr. Even if it doesn't make what his movies usually make, I mean, there's still a lot of wiggle room for success there. But yeah, see, you give me those numbers, and I think that sounds perfectly reasonable. I went a little higher though.
Really?
I'm going with a 53 opening, leading to a US total of 172. And I am relying on the name, value, and brand recognition of Dr. Dolittle. I think that is enough of a worldwide sell to get it to 608 worldwide. I think a 600 million total wouldn't be that hard for something like this. It looks big in scale. You've got a lot of stars. That doesn't always work. Cats. But you've also got someone like Robert Downey, who's a bigger star than anyone in Cats.
Yes.
So, no, I don't think this is going to be the second coming of Cats like a lot of people are. But yeah, and then opening the same weekend as that, which a lot of people would be predicting to be the bigger movie, most are right now, is Bad Boys for Life. I have seen neither of the previous Bad Boys movies.
Don't really plan on it, probably.
No. I mean, I've heard they're better Bay films, but there's no part of me that really wants to go through the entire Bay filmography anytime soon either.
No.
But this one is not from Bay, so I personally feel like that will take a little from it for, I don't know, are there Bad Boys purists out there?
Probably. I don't know. Is this Sony?
It is, yes.
Take that as you will.
Yeah. So, and then, as we've seen for at least the past 5 years, Will Smith is not always a sure thing. when it comes to box office. Just last year he had Gemini Man, which, I'm curious to see where that one stacks up to these numbers I have right here in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
But what numbers do you have, Tucker?
Okay, for Bad Boys for Life.
Except it's Bad Boys 3. So it's like, if you're doing Bad Boys for Life, you'd think you'd save that for the fourth one.
Don't give Sony ideas. No.
They changed the title. I remember when they originally announced this, they put a 3 for the E in Life. So it was Bad Boys for Life 3. But then they changed that. And I'm sad. Tucker. Anyway, your numbers. Do they involve 3s?
Yes.
Oh.
Opening weekend of 38.
Ooh, okay.
A U.S. total of 100.
On the dot?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And a worldwide of 240.
Okay. That sounds perfectly reasonable. I'm not doing that. I'm doing an opening weekend of 22.
Woof.
With a U.S. total of 54.
Oosh.
And worldwide, 172. I feel like we've just had enough examples of there are good examples of the much belated sequel that makes a lot of money, and then you've got like your Terminator Dark Fates and such, or even your Men in Black International that doesn't have the same stars, but there are examples with the returning stars that I can't think of right now, so but they're there, they've happened, and they've bombed, so I'm expecting that, especially with movies on the horizon that could take a little bit from that same R-rated audience, segueing right into Birds of Prey.
Bird?
Opening a few weeks later, but still, this one definitely has higher online anticipation levels than Bad Boys.
Really?
Who would have thought it? A superhero film? Are you telling me? Wait, are you telling me superhero films are popular?
I mean, I wouldn't really have guessed, but, you know.
That's crazy talk.
Crazy.
So,
Or at least comic book movies.
Yeah. Birds of Prey, which is a sequel to some extent to Suicide Squad. Though I can't tell if they want us to treat it as a sequel or not. Like,
are they still planning a actual sequel
to Suicide
Yeah.
Squad? See, even James Gunn's Suicide Squad isn't at this point being considered a sequel. More of a fresh direction, a new take on it, but with returning cast members. So I mean, Margot Robbie's the only one returning from Suicide Squad, I believe, because Jared Leto is definitely not. So yeah, I'm curious to see, especially after Joker, if actually giving this movie an R rating will really help it out, or if some of the people, if there's any out there who actually liked Suicide Squad, if that was more of like the PG-13 audience or not. But R-rated comic book movies can definitely make money.
I personally don't think our ratings have ever actually hurt any of the popular comic book movies.
Oh, no.
That have been R-rated. Like,
Logan, I will go on record, Logan would not have made as much money as it did if it was not rated R. Or Deadpool. Definitely Deadpool.
Yeah, I would say almost any of them probably benefited from it. And then if you say, like, well, there's bombs like Hellboy, I'd say that was going to bomb if it was PG-13.
Yeah, because there's certain characters. Sorry, Hellboy, but yeah, you're not on the popularity level of a Joker or a Deadpool. I think we can all agree on that. And like all of those movies also had critical acclaim to back them up. So as with any movie, it kind of needs the perfect storm surrounding it to give it that money. So, what are you thinking?
Okay, I'm thinking an opening weekend of 102. A U.S. total of 300.
Okay.
And a worldwide of 705.
705. Wow. So that would just be a slight come down from Suicide Squad.
Yes.
The ever so slightest. Yeah, so I have a question for you. What we'd normally do here, we would try to avoid we'd try to get these videos out before any and all tracking for any of these movies showed up, but we ran a little late on this one, and I wanted to experiment with getting these out a little sooner to release windows, but did you happen to notice any, did you pay attention to boxoffice.com's pre-release tracking for any of these movies, or more importantly, Birds of Prey? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think, because that would have had to been out
A couple weeks ago.
I don't
Maybe last.
think I remember. I wasn't taking into account when I made the numbers.
Because I was trying to not let any of that affect my guesses here, but I'm interested in that stuff, so I wanted to at least know what other people were thinking, but I almost always just kept what I had previously had either in the back of my mind or on the page before I had seen what anyone else was thinking. Like pre-release for Dolittle is next to nothing. But so box office is predicting much less than I am right now, and I am saying a 69 opening of Birds of Prey, leading to a 181 US total and 595 worldwide. But I thought I was guessing small, and then I saw I think they had a opening weekend estimate of under 40.
Under 40?
And I was like, guys, that would shock me if that happened. It's given me flashbacks to Venom. I think that's exactly what they guessed for Venom, and then Venom did not open under 40, to say the least there. So, Sonic the Hedgehog.
No.
I concur. We're not retro gamers, except I say that now, and the only game I give one hoot about is Mario. I like Mario. I play Mario. Okay, I haven't played Mario in years, but if there is a video game I'm gonna play, it'll be Mario. But I have never played a Sonic the Hedgehog video game, and neither of you. So that means I've never given one hoot about this character either. So that means all I've got is just to see what kind of movie they're deciding to make with this character and if they can sell me on it. And that hasn't been the case so far.
Yeah.
Except in a funny turn of events. That's the way it was with everyone else with that first trailer and that first design. But then they redo it to the joy of the fans. And now everyone thinks that movie looks absolutely perfect. Because Sonic looks like Sonic. I'm like, are you ignoring the 90% rest of the rest of the trailer?
And I don't know if it was a design choice to make Sonic stand out, but I just think the rest of the color design of that entire movie looks incredibly colorless.
Oh, indeed, yes.
Just
so
why?
basic, so bland.
Yeah.
So devoid of imagination. But we're not here for that. We're here for the numbers. Speaking of other kinds of numbers, I see here that I've dated all of these movies, and it's coming out on Valentine's Day?
Is that a Friday, hopefully?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like, it wasn't a Friday. I didn't predict for that. Whoops.
I'm a little bit surprised Birds of Prey didn't go for the Valentine's Day like Deadpool did.
Well, we'll see if it moves.
I guess. But Sonic just seems like such an odd choice for anything to be opening on Valentine's Day. It's Sonic?
And there's nothing else of note opening that weekend?
Not of note, just your usual, just a couple of little straggling romantic comedies and stuff like that. That I know nothing about them now, but those smaller kinds of movies, they can break out for the right crowd. But yeah. So what you thinking?
An opening weekend of 18.
Ooh.
U.S. total of 45. Worldwide of 100.
Yeah. To be honest, that sounds right. But yeah, again, people are expecting this to be some kind of hit. I'm not, but I was just slightly more optimistic than you. I went with a 22 opening with a U.S. total of 52. And worldwide total, I don't know what it's like worldwide in terms of Sonic popularity, but 180. I just figured keep it under 2. Can't go wrong there. But who knows? But yeah, putting those together, I was just like, a Pokemon movie, like, was just able to make more than 400. So I shouldn't expect a Sonic movie to even come close to Pokemon. That means I definitely didn't come close to like 100 million in the US. At the at the very most, I think maybe it could pull off a 100 million total, but not any more than that. But that's like the most optimistic. But like, you know my numbers.
It's a video game movie.
Exactly. And even the best video game movies don't do that well.
No.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, next I switched some things around here. Next on the schedule would be the Call of the Wild.
You switched some things around?
Yeah, because I had previously spoilers, we'll be talking about a little movie called Bloodshot later, but
why?
Because it's fun. Because again, spoilers. There are certain movies that I feel like if they're gonna bomb, we should at least have it documented that we predicted they would bomb.
Okay.
But yeah, they went and moved it up a month to March. We're not in March quite yet, so to
the Febs.
To round out February, or at least what we are choosing to cover in February, is the Call of the Wild. So, Call of the Wild, ditto everything I just said about Dolittle. People were giving this movie so much crap when the trailer dropped, and I'm like, this looks perfectly fine. Except I'll say that I think this looks better than Dolittle. That doesn't mean it's gonna make a lot of money, but
story-wise, maybe. I'm not sure.
Are you a skeptic, Tucker?
What I was gonna say is just that effects-wise, I'm a little less cringy on Dolittle than Call of the Wild.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that dog looks perfectly charming. Maybe not as charming as this cat right here. Hello, Buttercup. But have you seen that trailer on the big screen by chance?
I think so. Was it in front of Star Wars?
I think it was. Yeah. Right. On the big screen, I thought that looked perfectly fine. It looks like big budget, wholesome family entertainment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not dissing the movie much. It's just that what they were going for with the dog. I don't know.
Tucker, we have cats. When cats exist, everything looks.
Yeah, but
so
it moves. It moves like somewhere in between live action and a cartoon, and it's not a great mix for me.
It's a dog. dog. I'd rather watch them experiment with a decent-looking CGI dog than just watch the 40th iteration of A Dog's Journey, where it's Josh Gad speaking the thoughts of a dog just staring at its trainer.
I mean, I'm fine with a CG dog.
Uh-huh. And again, this is the very first trailer. Effects are almost always improved.
And I just think that you could give it, like, add emotion to its eyes without making it move like a slapstick cartoon.
Agree to disagree. Except you're on the same page as everyone else, so I feel like I'm just all alone.
Whoops.
In this
I'm sure
crazy
you can
world.
find someone out there who agrees with you.
If you agree with me and think Buck from Call of the Wild looks like a perfectly okay little CGI dog, comment below and let us know. Let me know. Let me know that I have a friend out there.
And,
And that I'm not crazy.
And if you agree with me,
Aw.
maybe to save Wyatt's feelings, just don't comment.
Okay, so moving on. So Call of the Wild. Where are you going with that?
I have a feeling I'm probably guessing less than you, I'd assume, unless...
I would assume, yes.
All right. I have an opening weekend of 20.
Yeah.
A U.S. total of 60,
Mm-hmm.
and a worldwide of 150.
Sure. Yeah, none of that would surprise me at all. That yeah, this would be a case that since I think it looks pretty decent, I'm probably giving it more than it will end up making. I've got an opening weekend of 102. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. Opening weekend 28.
All right.
U.S. opening or U.S. total 102, and worldwide 240. I feel like that's not too much of a stretch.
No,
expect,
probably not.
But to be honest, I'm not expecting those numbers. But it was kind of the optimistic take. Every now and then, Tucker, I like to be an optimist.
Really?
Especially when it's predicting the fate of dear old Buck.
Is there an old Sesame Street song about being a dog or something?
I'm sure there
know.
were several. Dogs? Sure. Don't know about Buck the dog.
Well, not Buck the dog, but like being a good old dog. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You do know that the Call of the Wild is directed
Yes.
by
Chris Sanders.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes. So that's why when I first knew it existed before the trailers, I was like, what's this going to be? And then I saw the trailers and I'm like,
And I'm like, hey, the finished product could give us a character that comes to the same level as the most endearing dragon in the world, Toothless. Except he's a dog.
No comment. All right. You said your numbers. All right, moving on to Onward. Or Onward to Onward.
oh.
Puns that
There
are
you
not
go.
really that
There
great,
you
but
go.
you know.
No, I'll take it. It's better than anything else I'll come up with, that's for sure. So yeah, Onward. Pixar. Fantasy. Take your Toy Story sequels out of the equation. When was the last Pixar movie, or what was the last Pixar movie that had a voice cast on this level of fame, big as Chris Pratt and Tom Holland together? Definitely not in the last 10 years. Like, take out all sequels, like including Monsters, like fresh original Pixar movies. What was the last original Pixar that had this big of star power?
Yeah, because Inside Out had a lot of people who were popular on TV.
Exactly. And sure, Chris Pratt got his start there, but that he has become so much more.
But,
And
yeah.
two that have rose to fame thanks to Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So that is part of where I'm coming from when you hear my numbers in a bit.
You have numbers?
I do.
Oh.
But, yeah, I feel like this one has a lot going for it. Each subsequent trailer, I keep getting more and more interested in this, and I've got some real anticipation there. But I couldn't help but notice. I've seen the trailer a few times in theaters with pretty large crowds, and each time, like it's always paired with a good couple of other trailers. Whatever trailers those are, just no reaction, and then Onward plays. And then a good 10-20 seconds afterward, just hubbub among the families, among the children, among the adults, among everyone. Ooh, I want to see that. That looks funny. Laughter, all the right responses. So I'm keeping that into account. That might not be everyone everywhere, but just when it happened once, I was like, interesting. When it happened twice, I'm like, I feel like this is telling me something. So
Reading the crowds, are we?
yes.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say to that. But so yeah, I'm real interested to see what happens here. It's the first real big family movie of the year. So what are you thinking?
So, I'll admit I'm definitely guessing on the small end. I don't think it'll go much smaller than what I'm guessing.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming we're both going to be on the low and the high ends, guessing on what you are, your opening monologue, your opening statement.
Uh-huh.
All right. I have an opening weekend of 68.
Okay.
A U.S. total of 250. And worldwide of 600.
See, those aren't bad numbers right there. Those are nice, solid numbers. Opening of 68, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That would put it just under, like, for a while there, or right in the previous original Pixar opening average. Like, your Ups, your Finding Nemos, your Incredibles, all 68, 70 openings. But then Inside Out happened, and with Inside Out, we were expecting same thing, 60, 70 opening, and then that went up to 90. And so, you know what I believe in, Tucker?
The power of love?
To some extent, yes. But I believe in miracles. Do you recall what the current record holder for an original opening film is? Live action, animated, all original films. What film holds that record? Can you tell me?
Huh. Do comic book movies not count in this?
No. Completely original, not based on
A property.
any pre-existing property. What would that be? Not based on a book, not based on a TV show, nothing.
It's not Secret Life of Pets.
It's Secret Life.
It's Life of Pets. Okay.
Yes, that the previous year, Inside Out took that record with 90 million. Secret Life of Pets comes along a year later, and like goes well beyond that, like 103, 104, something like that. Anyway, a 100 opening weekend for Secret Life of Pets. But like I said, I believe in miracles, so I am going to say, if Onward doesn't beat that, what will? Theoretically, what original movie will come out in the next 5 years? Anyway, that could possibly do that. So I am putting all my bets on Onward, just cause. Because I feel like Pixar deserves that more than Illumination. So I'm going 106 opening for Onward. It's got star power. It's got an original concept. It's got, like, I feel like it's been a while since we've had any kind of big budget fantasy, even if it's fantasy with a spin, which I believe will be a unique spin that will set it apart from other fantasy movies. And lots of people online are saying, hey, this doesn't quite look like Pixar, this looks like DreamWorks. I feel like that will be in its advantage, because DreamWorks has a lot of big hits. If people are saying this looks like Shrek was an enormous hit. So if people like Shrek, it's been a while. Why wouldn't they go see a Pixar movie that looks kind of like Shrek?
They used to go to DreamWorks movies that look kind of like Pixar.
Yeah, exactly. I very much concur. So, U.S. total of 384 is where I'm going.
But also a little more than Secret Life of Pets.
A little more, yeah. And yeah, basically all these numbers, just a little more than Secret Life of Pets. And worldwide of 893. I wanted to get it up to 9, but I decided to hold back and not
7 million. You held back 7
by
million.
7. Yes, I did. But so that, let me look here. That would be my biggest risk of this current prediction list. Even though so far, like, you could call Dolittle a risk, but this is the biggest risk, which may lead to me being the biggest loser, as normally happens. So.
Whoops.
Whoopsie. But it's fun to try to go against the grain every now and then and see if it works or not. So just I figured it's not that crazy of a thing to bet on Pixar of all things out there. It's probably the safest bet. So, and there's not a whole ton of immediate competition on the horizon for that, because just a month or two ago, Kong vs. Godzilla was supposed to open up like a week or two after Onward. Not anymore. So next one on the list is A Quiet Place, which is not a family film.
So when is Bloodshot coming back in?
I stand corrected. You are right. I forgot about Bloodshot, Tucker.
We could have, finished this whole thing and forgot about Bloodshot.
And no one would have.
Yeah, it would have been like, whoops.
You're right.
Well. So, about Bloodshot. I think when you first gave me the list,
you thought it was a joke?
I saw Bloodshot and I was like, what's this? Oh. So I pulled up a trailer.
Yes, and?
And then after I watched the trailer and probably looked at the Wikipedia page, I put down the list. I didn't pick up the list again for another couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And when I picked up the list again, I saw Bloodshot and I was like, what's this?
Uh-huh.
And then it took me a few seconds to be like, oh yeah, I know this.
I know you. That sounds right. So, Bloodshot starring Vin Diesel looks like an amalgamation of every single Vin Diesel movie that has ever existed, except his most popular ones, except the ones that actually make money.
Yeah.
It looks like all of his previous bombs just rolled into one. So you know what I did, Tucker?
Mm-hmm.
I took his last, 3 or 4 bombs, and to make my numbers here, I just rolled them all together and averaged them out, and that's where I got my numbers.
Oh, well, that works.
Uh-huh.
I may have guessed lower than that, but
I don't blame you. Yeah, so this would be a comic book adaptation, but like we've previously stated, if you don't have a character, even if you have an actor who's popular, if you don't have a character people will really care about that much, your movie's probably not going to work. Especially if your movie doesn't look good either.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that to be the case here. This looks like the most generic movie I've seen in a while. I watched the trailer and I'm like, wow, I've seen this trailer like a dozen times before.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to spend too much time talking about the trailer, mainly because I don't remember. I just feel like it was one that showed too much.
Definitely.
I feel like I remember having that thought. Like it
showed
way too much of the plot. I'm like, this really makes me not care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But yeah, so where are you going with Bloodshot?
Opening weekend of 15.
Uh-huh.
A U.S. total of 38, and a worldwide of 120.
Ain't that something? I've got an opening weekend of 16.
Woof.
Know what my U.S. total is, Doug?
38?
It's 38.
Oh no.
Ain't it fun, though, when we tie? That means there's just no winner, there's no loser.
So do you average out the U.S. total then too?
Yes.
So yeah, I
believe I averaged out all of these numbers here.
So yeah, that, like, I wasn't even factoring that in. I probably just did a multiple of 15 or something to find 38.
Just out of the blue. That's funny. But what was your worldwide 120?
Yeah.
107. So not that far off.
No. Now for Call of the Wild.
Well, that's what it says on this sheet here. I'm the one that put it all together.
Okay. Yeah, did you have anything more about Bloodshot, or are we not spending any more time on this?
Probably said all there is to say.
I'm kind of tired of Vin Diesel.
Oh, is that what you're saying now? How could you, Tucker?
I don't know. He's always the same.
Yeah.
Except when he's Groot, but then...
Well, no, to be honest, I'm tired of Groot because last couple of movies, they barely done that much with him either. But that is definitely slightly off topic. But, 100% agree. I've gotten tired of the Fast series lately, even, and that was about the best thing he had going for him, so, yeah. That might be part of it, too. Not expected a whole lot from Bloodshot.
Yep, and I don't have to see it.
I'll see it, because I watch movies. I'll let you know how it is. Probably have a review of it out, too. All of these movies will have reviews, I'll let you know right now, but,
Really, you're seeing it, Bad Boys. Bad Boys.
You know what? I think that'll be an interesting experiment without seeing any other Bad Boys movies. Catch the third one. See what happens.
Bad Boys, Bad Boys.
You know what time it is now, Tucker?
It's time for A Quiet Place.
Part 2. That's all of that.
Okay, you don't want to do this the entire time.
I'll probably mess it up in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, first question. Perfect timing, by the way, Quiet Place. At the time of this recording, we're recording this right after New Year's Day, and I believe this is the only movie on our final list that did not have a trailer. And then trailer dropped yesterday. Did you watch it?
Nope.
Oh!
I forgot. Or didn't. I watched the teaser that said when the trailer was, but then I forgot.
Yeah, that was the teasiest of teasers.
So yeah. Nope.
Ooh, I'm tempted to just stop this right now and show you. Excellent trailer.
Ooh.
That I was already expecting a lot from this movie. Now I'm expecting even more. I didn't change my numbers just in case, but it wouldn't surprise me if this one just blew away everyone's expectations. So I liked the first one quite a bit. A lot of people did. It was a really big hit, a kind of surprise hit. No one expected it to be as big as it did. One of the biggest horror successes outside of it recently, from what I can remember. But
Georgie?
It even had its own version of Georgie. But yeah, so
Don't you know?
What do you think?
I think opening weekend of 75.
Ooh, that's juicy. I like
A
that.
U.S. total of 240.
Ooh, that's juicy.
And a worldwide total of 480.
Okay. I'm gonna applaud you, Tucker. Like
Oops, I bumped
you are taking a big swing there. I'm not used to you taking the biggest of swings, but I feel like that is the biggest swing right there.
If you swing it, it will come.
Sure. Yeah, that works. Yeah. To be honest with you, I was extremely tempted to give this a 80 million opening. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But I dialed myself back a little bit. I'm going 68. But it would surprise me if it made that much less than that. But US total 202. So right above that 200 mark. And worldwide, not far from you, 425. Yeah, going for it. I like it.
I went for it.
Yeah. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you have to. Especially since that's the only like really big high profile horror thriller in that window that anyone will really care about. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. So moving from a more adult-oriented horror to another family film that just happens to be from our overlords. Another Disney remake. Aren't you excited, Tucker?
No.
Well said. Gosh, we got 5 of those last year. If you count Maleficent, I do.
Yes.
It's a sequel to a remake, so that counts. And I'll count Lady and the Tramp because they still made it, even if they didn't have Disney Plus, it would have gone theatrical.
Wouldn't have that have been a treat?
You never bothered, did you, with that?
Why?
Because you have some form of self-respect for yourself.
I've only watched one Mandalorian so far.
Why would I watch? Don't tell the people.
Why would I watch
Tucker,
Lady and the Tramp?
Don't admit that. But you want to. You want to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I want to watch more.
You just have
time.
a busy life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay, guys. Don't take it the wrong way. Just he hasn't had time. That's it. He likes Baby Yoda just as much as everyone else, even though he hasn't met Baby Yoda yet.
Baby Yoda's in the first episode. Briefly.
Yeah, like a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Anywho, Disney, Mulan. There are people who are excited for this movie. I am not one of them. I have quite the fondness for the original.
The OG.
As is the case with almost all of these Disney remakes, that I hold the originals very dear to my heart, and then they go and remake it and seem to make all the wrong choices for me personally, and then I kind of hate them, and I'm expecting the same thing here. I don't like anything I'm seeing from these trailers. Nothing looks as epic as the cartoon. The cartoon. The children's cartoon. Nothing looks as epic as that. Then I'm like, well, why should I bother? I can just stay home and watch that original I know I love and I know is great.
You don't have to see it.
No, I do not know.
No.
I must enjoy torturing myself. I don't know. But to anyone who thinks this looks good, good for you. But I can't say the same. I don't share the same sentiments. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be a humongous hit. So, Tuck, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking opening weekend of 65.
That would put it right at the same level as Cinderella-ish? Previous Disney remakes?
The US total of 210.
Okay.
A worldwide of 760.
Okay. there seems to be much online hullabaloo for this movie. I feel like it's coming out at just the right time for more on-screen diversity and stuff like that. So I think that will benefit it and get it to an opening of 82. Anything higher would not surprise me at all. Half of me was tempted to just give it 100 opening, but I gave that to Onward. I'd rather give that to Onward. So US total of 224 and worldwide 866. Could go higher if it's huge in China. I'm not sure if it will be. You never know, really. But yeah, that's why predicting worldwide has gotten so unpredictable recently, because your movie could make 10 million in China, it could make 300. You don't know, and that's a big gap there. But yeah, Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway. He's running away from home now, Tucker. He's a runaway. Any comment?
Run, away.
The old song?
What?
Yeah, so in a strange turn of events, I hold the original Peter Rabbit from a couple years ago very dear to my heart.
I don't know if I knew that exactly. I knew you held parts of it dear, but
I hold exactly half of that movie dear to my heart. The half that is Donald Gleason just let loose to do whatever the heck he wants is a sight to behold. It's beautiful. And my fear is that they're going to cut his screen time down considerably. That's what I got from these trailers anyway. But bless you.
excuse me. I may have bumped my mic as well.
Oh.
I wasn't talking into my mic.
Poor Mike.
Mike.
He does love you, Mike. Don't worry. He appreciates all that you do.
I love you, Mike.
But yeah, so in the past, like, there are your exceptions, like the Alvin series, that the immediate sequel actually built on the enormous success of the original talking animal flick. But as is usually the case for most family sequels, the sequel does not make nearly as much as what the original did. And like Alvin, considerable drop-offs in the third and fourth movies.
Yeah, and like Alvin and the Chipmunks is kind of a cultural thing in America, at least.
Yeah.
And Peter Rabbit isn't really a cultural thing in America, more UK.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume, at least.
At the very
because
least,
of
yes.
country of origin and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm guessing a drop.
Mm-hmm. I'm expecting it to be somewhat of a one-hit bunny. When I haven't seen the cute bunny the first time and then think,
Cute?
That's what the movie was selling, whether you chose to take it or not. Yeah, I personally would not call James Corden cute. Those would not be the words I would go with.
You know, every time you hear his voice, you can just imagine him as a cat. And you know,
I can now, yes. Can you? No comment?
no comment.
Okay, so would you mind commenting on your numbers?
Yes, let's go to the next one. No, okay. Opening weekend of 16.
Okay.
US of 52.
Okay.
And worldwide of 230.
230. I've got cold, I think.
Sniffles.
Opening weekend of 15. US total of 50. And worldwide 205. Yeah, the original did 120 at least, I think. Somewhere in the realm of 350 worldwide. It came out the same year as Paddington 2, and in the U.S. at least made at least 3 times the amount of Paddington. Worldwide was closer because the Europeans, they appreciate their Paddington. They know what they've got.
Thank God.
We salute you, Europeans.
Bless you.
Bless you indeed. Okay. So I've got a little note here. Do we want to touch New Mutants or not? And the answer is
Nope.
no.
I have like 4 nopes.
You wrote nope on your list?
I had nope out before it, and then nope on every every number slot. So I've noped.
Sounds right.
I think is 4 nopes about the amount of times we've actually had to nope this one.
Oh, you know what? Probably, yeah. Well, oh, that was back in spring 2018. We recorded numbers for this movie. We made predictions for this movie in 2018, and then were we about to last summer, and then they moved it.
So 2018 was the first time we recorded it, but had we ever done it before then? Tried to?
I think that would have been our first.
one. Okay.
Yeah. Unless I'm mistaken, I think that was our first recorded
Okay.
box office predictions list. Go check that out, I guess. I'm not sure if that has any relevance now, but if you want our numbers for New Mutants, go check that out on the last Derby. Yeah, so the director claims there will be a trailer on the 6th
Like of this month?
of this month, yeah. This video will probably be out after that, so a trailer probably exists for this movie saying its new release date, whether that's in April the 3rd or not. So people from the future, let us know, are they claiming that this movie will indeed be released in the theaters?
Or Disney Plus.
What a perfect family get together. Just put all the young ones in front of the TV, turn on the mouse, and watch some kids get the crap scared out of each other in this creepy, I don't know, are they in an institute or something? I stopped paying attention. You know why? I don't care anymore. I used to, but now I don't.
Cough.
I'm expelling the last ounce of care that I have for New Mutants out of my system.
Well done.
Well done, good sir. Well done. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they'll give this a quick death and just get it out there, get it out fast. But we won't touch it. You know what I'm wishing though, Tucker? You know what that is?
What?
They currently have this set for an April 3rd release on a Friday. It wouldn't hurt anyone. It would not hurt Disney at all. I believe it would actually be for their benefit to move up the release by 2 days so it comes out on April Fool's Day. I think it would actually do better if it opened on April Fool's Day. I think you get more press that way. I believe you get more people running out, hey, that's kind of funny. But what better way to spend your April Fools than going to see this in the theater and prove to yourself this movie does indeed exist.
It exists. Hello, Buttercup.
Hey there. Aw. Okay.
Uh-huh.
As she settles down, we will move on to a real movie that should be coming out. No Time to Die. James Bond. The presumably final. Daniel Craig.
As they've said
As they've said.
for the last I don't know.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Buttercup, don't touch the mic. Oh man. Oh, she loves this mic as much as you do.
Nose.
She likes your clipboard, huh?
She likes everything.
The mic and the clipboard all at
Mhm.
once. She's laying down right on your No Time to Die, ain't she?
Not quite.
Not
So if we
quite.
do this fast.
That's hilarious. But
I'll move this.
unlike New Mutants, I found out just in time for our numbers. No Time to Die is opening on a Wednesday, so that always puts a little bit of a wrinkle in our predictions because those are tough, especially to do weeks in advance. I mean, any movie when you're actually getting up to the week of it, I'm sure I'll look at a lot of these numbers and be like, what was I thinking? But yeah, even predicting a week before a movie comes out on Wednesday, that's hard to guess it's 3-day or 5-day at all. So it's kind of just throwing numbers in the wind and seeing what happened. But I guess it kind of works for me because I was having trouble settling on an opening weekend for this one. But now I just threw some numbers in there and we'll
See what sticks.
Yep, we will. So can you? Yeah, you can see your numbers now. You moved them before Buttercup moved to them. Are you still with us, Tucker?
Almost. All right. So opening on a Wednesday, but predicting for the 3-day weekend.
Yes.
Opening weekend of 45.
Okay.
A U.S. total of 185. And a worldwide of 820. Mainly because I'm not sure what the hook is of this movie. Because like the last one,
I get that.
they were
yeah.
bringing back a fan or a series franchise favorite character.
Mhm.
I'm not out there. I don't feel like are they doing anything like that with this one.
The best hooks would be either catch the finale of Daniel Craig in the role,
Yeah, I guess.
and or you've got your most recent Best Actor winner as the villain in a global smash hit.
Yeah. They didn't really showcase him in the trailer much. So
Oh no, they did not. That's true. So
they probably should have.
they showcased a lot of things in the trailer
I
that
suppose.
they probably should have showcased him instead. I was having a previous conversation last week that after watching that trailer, do you remember him and that gal being a thing in the last one? That it's apparently the love of his life, who he's meant to be with, and they're holding that over from Spectre, everyone's favorite film. That's one of the biggest hooks here. And I'm like, oh, that's what you're going on?
I don't know.
I could barely remember that even happened unless I can't.
Yeah, I
remember
don't
that
think
movie.
it really was it was not well done in Spectre, and yeah, I guess it's better that they are holding over a romance than just forgetting like it never happened.
and doing just another new romance.
Yeah,
Um,
but you know, I'll see. I'm trying to keep, or at least I don't know what it's gonna be like compared to Spectre. You know,
at the very least, you can hope for better than Spectre.
hopefully,
But
because I'd like to have confidence that
they can go
Fresh.
out with a bang.
fresh blood in the director's seat will give it some more energy. But I guess I haven't really seen too much of that director's work, even though he has had some acclaim in other areas.
Yeah, this is a series that has always had the overseas totals to back it up. Like, it's immensely popular, and it keeps getting more popular in China, I believe. This series has always had the ability to bounce back. Casino Royale comes out. Everyone loves it. Revitalizes James Bond.
James Bond.
And then Qualm of Solace comes out. Is a big hit. Does well enough, but no one cares about that one. But then Skyfall comes out. Everyone cares about that. Is an even bigger hit. And then Spectre comes out. No one cares about it, but it's still a big hit. So it proves that this franchise can bounce back after whatever happened previously. So I'm not expecting the biggest of bounces, but I'm expecting a big enough bounce. So how we going with 48 opening, 240 US, and 977 billion wouldn't surprise me. Much less wouldn't surprise me. This one's kind of a wild card, if you ask me. And this is the first time we've gotten a Bond movie opening outside of November in a while.
Oh yeah.
Easter opening, probably right on Easter, wouldn't hurt either. Lots of movies benefit from that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that is a happy cat. So yeah, the final movie we will be touching on, rounding out April of 2020. It's the big one. It's probably the biggest one there is. Trolls World Tour. Aren't you glad to be able to talk about Trolls, Tucker?
I'm just glad we finally reached the end of this video. Bye!
You silly goose, come back here. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, we don't have to talk about this one for too much. It's Trolls.
Yes.
You never did watch the first Trolls, did you, Tucker?
And I'm not going to.
Here. Yeah. Again, why do I torture myself? Can you help me? Can you help a guy out?
I'm sorry, I'm making noises.
You really
what?
don't want to talk about Trolls.
Help a guy out with numbers or
With
seeing the
his
movie?
life choices.
Oh.
I saw Trolls. You didn't.
Oh.
Did I lose you there,
Huh?
Tucker? You were
I'm
making
just
noises. Floating off in your world.
Floating.
We're almost done. We're almost done. Don't worry. Yeah. Oh boy. You know what never has the best of luck? Sequels to DreamWorks movies. They keep making sequels even to their smaller, somewhat hits. They've got more on the horizon. They're telling us we will be blessed with a Boss Baby 2.
I'm just
in
wondering
the future.
why it's taken it so long to do the Croods too, if that's even happening.
Right, and they say it'll happen at the end of the year here. I'm not expecting much from that. Like, if Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon can't match the, at least, domestic totals of the first films, then what can? Not Trolls, right?
The Trolls will match the domestic total of the first Kung Fu Panda.
So that's your number?
No.
What are your numbers?
No. Opening weekend of 35. U.S. total of 110. Worldwide of 260.
Okay. That's interesting.
Really?
Slightly more optimistic than I am.
Whoops.
U.S. 26 opening, 88 U.S. Worldwide 290. So a come down of sorts in the world of Trolls.
Twirls.
Thank you, world. Thank you for giving us a sequel to
The
Trolls.
world tour of Twirls.
Twirls.
Twirls?
Go ahead,
Twirls.
call it Twirls.
Twirls.
Will this be the Troll 2 of Trolls 2?
That's why they didn't call it that.
They should have, though.
Trolls 2.
you probably never bothered watching the second trailer for this film. I know you've had to sit through the first one in theaters, but never the second.
What do you think?
Why do I keep asking you? Well, I'm asking because I can't figure out what I think of this.
Really?
It is pure, unabashed insanity. Drug-fueled insanity. It's less a trailer and just a, like, 5 or 6 segments that I can't even figure out how they'll work them into the movie. Because if this is the trailer, I can only hope the movie is half this. Bat beep. I don't like to cuss if I can help it. But that's what it is though. It's bat beep. But like in a beautiful way. Like I respect them for going this far. It's absolutely insane. But
Goose with the goose with the goose.
Which
Goose.
might be how you could describe this video. We've rambled a little bit, but we're finally here. We're wrapping it up.
Goose.
Yeah, so that'll be it for spring 2020, our box office predictions.
Everybody, go see Bloodshot. It's the best movie of the year.
Oh, definitely. If it's got Tucker's endorsement, you know it's good. And if you don't like it, come back here, comment, and rat that sucker out for being wrong.
I'm a sucker.
I'm sorry, Tucker. You're not a sucker. Oh no, I apologize. I should never rhyme with your name.
Careful there, son.
Yes. So yeah. Thanks for sticking around if you've made it this far in our mad ramblings of box office and movies.
I don't think it's the longest one we've recorded, so I
Oh,
guess
good.
That's good.
That's good to hear because
Close, but not the longest.
we covered a lot of movies here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, let us know in the comments. What are your predictions? If you've just got a couple of movies that you'd like to touch on, let us know. But if you like box office as much as we do, give us your full list. I'd be real curious to see what y'all are thinking about all these. What's gonna be the biggest hit of this 1/3 of the year? What? Thirds work the best, but why doesn't third roll off the tongue like a quarter? The first quarter of the year. It sounds like professional, but third.
You could call it quarter and still be thirds and confuse everyone.
I'm down for that.
Which quarter would we skip? Would we call the end of the year still the fourth quarter and then like skip the since the whole idea is to skip the whole idea of the thing is to skip the third. We'll just say we'll go from first quarter, second quarter to fourth quarter and skip saying third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
Works for me. Because I mean, when you go by quarters, you have to divide summer up, don't you?
Yeah, probably.
That doesn't feel right at all. But
No.
yeah. So we hope you've found some kind of enjoyment out of our crazed mad ramblings, and we will try to get another one of these out for you soon. Hopefully for summertime. And what an interesting summer it might be. I'm just curious to see. I'm afraid, to be honest. I'm worried about doing our own predictions this entire year. Like this first quarter, I feel like is the safest to predict. But there's some of those. I don't know if they'll be the biggest hits or the biggest bombs. I really don't know. But we'll find out. And as always, we'll see if all of these movies even get released when they're saying they will be, or if they'll move them a little later or next year and mess everything up for us. I feel like every time we've recorded one of these videos. A couple weeks later, they move something. Something gets put on Netflix or something. Tuck's tired. We
Netflix.
better wrap this up.
Wrap it.
All right. Any final thoughts or words to share, Tucker? A final farewell? Tuck's sleepy. He's been up
Cats.
partying. The good kind of cats, not that cat.
Not the movie cats.
Not that cat.
Just, you know,
The real ones.
the real ones. The ones that actually make their way into your heart.
Yeah.
Just cats.
Mm-hmm. Tucker says bye. Buttercup says bye. And I do too. Bye.
Bye. Meow. From
No.
Buttercup. What?
Okay. As long as you're not meowing. No one wants that.